at various stages in the history of my own sadhana, enjoyed the company of the divine as guru, as specific agent in many forms. And Rudy was the first human guru, but there were others. There were certainly individual human beings who were very useful to me through their writing, through a moment's personal influence even. They were also forms of the world, of the universe, that became guru to me in very factual ways. I had a cat who was a guru. Not in your romantic sense, but literally. The many stages of being instructed through agency until I met Rudy. Then I began to do sadhana with Rudy. It was not especially a mystical sadhana. It involved inspection and testing relative to the ordinary functions of life, the descended life. When that was sufficient, when I was consciously present in the midst of that, was the stable master of that, then I made a transition into subtler occupation, began to inspect a subtler dimension of even this gross life, and did sadhana in the company of Swami Muktananda, and began to inspect subtler dimensions of the gross dimension, the gross life. Also began to inspect the subtle plane, or planes and worlds. At another stage, the guru in subtle form became my instructor as Swami Nityananda, and then as the Mother Shakti. The first stage, however, is the inspection of the gross life in both its descending and ascending forms or aspects of function. And via that inspection, that demonstration, it became clear, and it becomes clear, that even in this gross world, we are not the body. The life principle is not in the body. Rather, the life principle is an electronic pattern or circuit, descending and ascending. And the body is its expression. It contains the body. And this is the first degree of liberation. Because when it is realized truly, stably, with mastery, the individual no longer identifies with the gross physical life, no longer identifies with the fixed pattern that appears, but knows it as an extension of the energies that enclose and permeate the manifest life. And from that point, the individual relates to his own bodily life and to the circumstances of life in the world via the life principle. Through conductivity. So, in the gross world, the etheric or energy dimension is senior to the body, to the flesh, to what appears. And the first level of liberation or of realization is enjoyed when one enjoys the position of the etheric being relative to the body. When one is in conscious, constant contact with the life principle itself, with its electronics, its laws, its yoga. And begins to live in this gross plane without limitation to mortality. Some people consider that attainment in itself to be God realization. But it is not, and also at this point one is not yet a devotee. Perfectly. Prior to and senior to this gross world is the subtle. Subtle and higher mental dimension, to which there are worlds that correspond, just as this world, this earth, corresponds to our gross being. One can be reborn in subtler worlds. One can, while alive, by manipulating certain functions in consciousness, have the experience of going into planes beyond this gross one, of leaving the body, of even moving around in this gross world outside of the physical body. But in one who does sadhana in truth, it is realized that nothing that appears, nothing that arises in consciousness, no form of the mind, no form of perception, no world, no vision, no condition, no experience is the truth of the subtle. The truth of the subtle is its own prior condition. And so this unqualified radiance, the bright, is realized. And the divine is known as radiance, as light, as vibration, as sound. And all that arises is seen to be the expression of that prior divinity.